Councillor McDowell.
Thank you, Lord Mayor, and it will come as absolutely no surprise to anybody what my stand and viewpoint on this is going to be. And this is probably a divorce in the system here. This is a divorce between the Euros and the project for Casement Park. When it comes to the Euros, there's disappointment from everybody in Northern Ireland who wanted to see Northern Ireland playing a part in the Euros, who wanted to see Northern Ireland showcased at a football level and at a local level as well. But there are questions then that have to be left with the IFA and those from the footballing authorities in Northern Ireland who put all their eggs into one basket of Casement Park. Everybody's talking about the loss to investment, the loss to Casement Park, the loss to the development of the city, the loss to showcasing the city. And it's because all of our eggs were in one basket. There were other sites, there were other areas, there were other projects, and Patrick Nelson of the IFA should have questions to answer over his handling of this project. It shouldn't have been that Casement Park was the only show in town. The second thing then, when you deal specifically with Casement Park, is the costing of the project. And it seems like real bad government when most of the councillors in here and most of the MLAs who have been elected to be custodians of the people's money have no roof on expenditure. They're happy with what Casement Park would have been initially given, £77 million. Nobody cared when it went to £100 million. Nobody cared when it went to £150 million. Nobody tonight has asked the question why. Nobody cared when it went to £250 million, to £400 million. It was a blank cheque for Casement Park, and that's not good government, and that's not what you were elected to be in here. You were elected to be prudent with people's money and not have a blank cheque for money. You say that it was good for investment. There are other areas of investment. The shipyard at the minute is in administration. You could spend hundreds of millions of pounds on manufacturing, which would thereby put the investment return of Casement Park into a minuscule amount of money. But there are also other questions to be asked of the GAA. The proposal before Council tonight questions the British Government. The GAA have questions to answer for themselves. The chap, Jarlath Burns, who runs the GAA, said a few years ago that they wouldn't offer one penny more, not one penny more than the £15 million that the GAA were prepared to commit to Casement Park. Where was his ambition? Where was his love for all them wee lads from West Belfast? You're never going to stand on the hallowed turf when he wouldn't give one penny more. He wouldn't give one penny more. The GAA are an affluent organisation. They have an annual return. They have an annual funding of £84 million compared with £20 million of the IFA. 84 million compared with 20 million. The GAA are an affluent organisation. But something else that the GAA have to do before they can be taken seriously by any unionist in this city is get their house in order. They're a good relations disaster. They don't propagate inclusivity, and they don't bring in all of the citizens of Northern Ireland. When they perpetually name their stadiums after IRA men, then that's not welcoming to unionists. When they have Rule 1.2, which says they're a political organisation with an ambition for a 32-county solution in Ireland, that doesn't welcome support from unionism. That's not good relations, and that doesn't have my support. And whilst the GAA are an organisation that divides and doesn't unite, and whilst Casement Park was being built for the sole benefit of the GAA, where the profits would go back into the GAA, they won't have unionist support. And I would go further than that. We've heard a strong representation from the DUP tonight saying that money should be spent on other places. Well, let's not forget that Gordon Lyons has said he would give £50 million to the GAA for the funding of Casement Park. 65 million, I stand corrected. I would ask them, the DUP tonight, do you still care about where expenditure goes? Call upon Gordon Lyons to withdraw that offer of funding. Thank you, Chair.